One-year-old dogs are the most commonly abandoned and euthanized dogs in America. Let's talk about why. So why are dogs abandoned? There are loads of different legitimate reasons that dogs are being abandoned. People lose their jobs and have to move into smaller places or become roommates with people, and they just can't have a dog in the current lifestyle that they live, and it was completely unforeseeable. That stuff happens. There are loads of different legitimate reasons that people end up having to abandon their dogs. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about unnecessary abandonment, meaning this person abandoned their dog purely because this dog has become a burden on their life. And yes, they could make it work, but it would be easier for this person to abandon their dog than do whatever is necessary to make it work. So what can we do about this? Well, people are abandoning their dogs because their dogs have become a burden on their life. So the best thing that I can do is show you how to provide structure and communication to your dog so your dog doesn't become a burden on your life and instead becomes a positive impact on your life. And for the dogs that have already been abandoned, what we can do is we can take them out of the shelter, provide them free board and train services, and then find them a new home with someone that's going to appreciate and value their new skills. And the most common unnecessarily abandoned dog are untrained one-year-olds. And it makes sense because these are the dogs that were cute little puppies. They were manageable without being trained. And then once they become dogs, they hit puberty and they start developing behavioral issues that are unable to be managed without training. Then these dogs become a burden on their owner's life and therefore are abandoned. These dogs aren't trained because people think that a puppy is too young to be trained, or they can't socialize their dog until after their shots. And sometimes dogs are 4 or 5 months old before they complete their shot process because the veterinarian that they got into is so backed up. And the vet's not going to tell you anything that could risk your dog getting sick. So they tell you, keep your dog away from other dogs. Keep your dog at home. And what happens is, as puppies, it's really important for your dog to begin to understand the world that they live in, understand how to properly socialize with other people, other dogs, and understand the world around them so that they don't develop fear about things that they don't understand, which is something that really commonly happens with dogs 7 to 9 months old, is they develop fear as they hit puberty if they are not confident and they don't have an understanding of the way the world works, which is what happens with a lot of these untrained dogs, is they don't understand how the world works, so they develop fear as they begin to reach puberty. And even more unfortunately is a lot of the dogs that do begin to receive training at this age end up receiving corrective training instead of proactive training, which only confirms their fear as they are punished for things that they do not understand. Now, what can we do to fix it? We can't do much about stopping people from abandoning their dogs. If their dog becomes a burden on their life, then it's going to become a burden on their life and they're going to find an excuse to get rid of it. So the best that I can do is I can share how I train my abandoned dogs and hopefully inspire someone to train their dog in a similar way and make that dog a positive impact on their life instead of a burden. But how we're going to help these dogs that have already been abandoned is we're not going to put them in a 4x8 kennel and hold them until someone else is willing to take in this dog and properly train them. We are going to take them out of the kennel and train them ourselves. We are the Abandonment Prevention Project. We're YouTube's first rescue, meaning we are fully funded through our social media. We adopt, train, and rehome the most commonly abandoned and euthanized dogs in America. If you would like to support the training of abandoned dogs, like, share, and subscribe to this video, and consider becoming a patron at abandonmentprevention.com.